Good morning, Mr. President. My name is Alan Sellers. I am the Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator for our zone.
Sergio?
Welcome, Mr. President SHEKHAR. I'm Sergio Romero, Employee Now Coordinator, Region 32.
And welcome again, Mr. President SHEKHAR. I am Carmen Villalta, Rotary Coordinator for Zone 25A. As I mentioned at the beginning, es un placer estar las 5 coordinaciones aquí con usted. Nuestra directora Stacy Howe también nos acompaña. Un caluroso abrazo por estar siempre con nosotros, Susi. De verdad, gracias por tanto apoyo recibido en nuestra estimada zona por nuestra querida directora. Siguiente. Hablemos un poquito sobre cuál es nuestra zona 25A. Esto, compañeros, más que todo es para comentarle a nuestro presidente que aquí estamos presentes.
Carmen, disculpa un segundo. Mr. President, just a second, please, because Priscilla in this moment need to turn about something to get you translate. Just a second, President. Carmen, un minuto, por favor.
Ok, vamos a esperar porque la traducción del señor presidente, la traductora tuvo un inconveniente pequeñito, entonces vamos a esperar.
Mr. President, can you listen, Priscilla, in this moment?
Can you hear the translation, Mr. President? Yes?
Okay.
Okay. Nuestra zona 25A.
Sorry for that, Priscilla. I'm sorry for that, Mr. President. Thank you, Carmen.
Gracias, Sonia.
Okay,
Nuestra
continue, Carmen. Thank you, Priscilla.
Somos 14 distritos, 11 países, 1,052 clubes y 17,983 rotarios. Pero, señor presidente, nuestro logo y nuestra meta este año es trabajar en equipo porque esa es la clave. Estos son los países que comprende nuestra zona: México, Centroamérica, Suramérica y República Dominicana. Y definitivamente está su logo y su lema de servir a los demás cambia la vida, incluyendo la nuestra. Le paso ahora la palabra a nuestro coordinador de la Fundación Rotaria, Alan Sellers, quien leerá un resumen del currículum vitae de nuestro presidente SHEKHAR. Alan. Unmute tu micrófono, Alan. Alan, tu micrófono. Tu micrófono.
Ok, ya ahora sí, es que no podía cancelar el mute. SHEKHAR MEHTA es únicamente el 4º ciudadano de la India en ser nombrado para el puesto de presidente de Rotary International, en este caso para el periodo 2021-22. SHEKHAR MEHTA nació en Kolkata, India, en 1959. Es un académico asiduo, graduándose del St. Xavier's College, y tiene la destacada combinación de haber obtenido la maestría en comercio y ser contador certificado, contador de costos y secretario de la compañía. Encabeza el Skyline Group, que se dedica al desarrollo inmobiliario en diferentes partes de la India, incluyendo el mayor grupo inmobiliario en el estado de Rajasthan. Es miembro de diversas organizaciones profesionales, culturales y caritativas. Sirvió como fiduciario de Shelter Box del Reino Unido y actualmente es fiduciario de la operación Vista India, Operation Eyesight India, la cual es una organización radicada en Canadá. SHEKHAR ingresó a Rotary en 1985 y es miembro del Rotary Club Mahanagar. Sirvió como gobernador del distrito en 1999-2000 y fue elegido a ser director de Rotary International en el 2011-2013. Ha sido presidente del Joint Partnership Committee de Rotary International, el Comité de Planificación Estratégica de Rotary International, la Misión de Alfabetización de la India, la Fundación Rotaria de la India, el Comité para la Celebración del Centenario de la India y la Fundación Humanitaria para la India. Mientras fungió como director, logró incorporar 2 países al movimiento rotario, las Islas Maldivas y Bután. Al estar especialmente dedicado al servicio, encabezó varias iniciativas de servicio en la India y el sur de Asia, entre las cuales se destacan construir viviendas para los damnificados de los tsunamis en las islas Andaman y Nicobar, iniciar el programa de Shelter Kit en la India, el cual ha distribuido 15,000 kits ayudando a 75,000 personas. Inició el programa de cirugías cardiopediátricas, salvando pequeños corazones, en el cual ha efectuado más de 2,500 cirugías en niños en la India, Pakistán, Bangladesh, Nepal y los países africanos. También facilitó el programa que hoy es el programa nacional. Conceptualizó el programa TEACH, T-E-A-C-H, en la India, el cual es un programa holístico de enseñanza que ha alcanzado a más de 50,000 escuelas con más de 15 millones de estudiantes. Rotary está trabajando con el gobierno central y varios gobiernos estatales y el programa se está siendo replicado en Nepal y Pakistán. Él ha llevado a cabo el programa de aprendizaje remoto, el cual apoya a millones de niños a través del canal de televisión estatal de la India. Es el arquitecto de Rotary Total Literacy Program, programa de alfabetización total de la India, que lleva educación a millones de niños en el país. Ha sido persona clave en la creación de 15 hospitales de cirugía ocular a través de la India, los cuales atienden a más de 50,000 personas anuales. Inició el programa de becas para niños marginados conocido como UDAN, U-D-A-A-N. Su club rotario ha otorgado 1,000 becas en los últimos 10 años a través de ese programa. Respondió al llamado del presidente nacional Narendra Modi, participando en la instalación de 6,000 servicios sanitarios rurales que benefician a más de 30,000 personas. Y SHEKHAR MEHTA está liderando una iniciativa de proyectos de colaboración con el gobierno de la India en todo el país en las áreas de agua, higiene, alfabetización, salud, el medio ambiente y respuesta a desastres. Él promete que el resultado de estos programas será el papel de Rotary en el desarrollo nacional de la India. Rotary's role in nation building in India. Todos estos programas han sido elogiados por el primer ministro del país y varios ministros de Estado. SHEKHAR es un orador motivacional y gracias a sus dones de motivación ha logrado recaudar millones de dólares para la Fundación Rotaria. SHEKHAR es recipiente del reconocimiento Dar de Sí antes de pensar en sí, el reconocimiento de servicio meritorio y el reconocimiento de servicio distinguido. SHEKHAR MEHTA está casada con Rashi Mehta, quien es una trabajadora social y artista de teatro, habiendo participado en varias obras de teatro en la India. Tiene un hijo, Chirag, quien está casado con Gita, y una hija, Gita, y un nieto, Vir. I hope I am pronouncing them correctly, Mr. President. Su lema es: el servicio es el alquiler que pagamos por el espacio que ocupamos en esta tierra. Le cedo la palabra y tengo el honor de presentarles al presidente de Rotary International 2021-22, SHEKHAR MEHTA. Mr. President, the microphone is yours.
They're working on it. And let me just double check of the translation. Por favor, la plática del presidente Shekhar está siendo traducida. Se tienen que ir al globito y ponerle español y la traductora les traducirá todo su mensaje. Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. President. Unmute yourself. No le deja. There.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Buenas tardes. Thank you, Carmen, for inviting me. I'm absolutely delighted to be with all of you. Nothing less. I find 500 people here. Outstanding. Good to see Directora Susie Howe. And I'm so happy to see each and every one of you. Are you getting whatever I'm saying? Are you getting it translated? Are you listening to that? Okay, good. That's good. So friends, it's really wonderful to be with all of you. It's always great to be with Rotarians, although I would have loved to be with each and every one of you. I find Zone 25A a very exciting place. The only place I've been there is Mexico, but I'm sure I'll find some time to be with each and every one of you. And because you are so close to Houston, I'm sure Susie Howe is going to ensure that each and every one of you is going to be in Houston. And that will definitely be a place for us to meet each other. Yes, we can see Orby with Susie. Orby is inviting all of you to come to Houston. I can assure you of an outstanding convention. A lot of people. Unfortunately, we have not met for the last two conventions. So we are all looking forward to meet each other, greet each other, give a warm hug, have some coffee together, and discuss Rotary. Today, let me, once again, I asked Carmen, what is it that you wish me to speak on? And she said, in general, anything that I would like to. So the mantra right now is grow more and do more. We need to grow more. As I keep seeing the membership figures around the world for the last 20 years, I do not see growth. That is not good for an organization. Who here would want that his or her business does not grow in 20 years? His or her organization does not grow in 20 years. His or her profession does not grow in 20 years. Is there anybody who likes to do that? No growth for 20 years? Raise your hand. Nobody, everybody who likes growth. Then why don't we do it in Rotary? So this is the year, let's do it. And all I ask you to do is each one bring one. Not difficult. I'm sure you can get one person to Rotary in this year. On 1st July, I got the first person that I had to introduce in Rotary. I'm sure many of you have done. And if you have not done it as yet, today is a good day to start. If not today, definitely do it by tomorrow. Okay, do it by this week. Do it by this month. Do it by this quarter. And if you fail all of that, definitely do it by this Rotary year. I'm sure each of you will be able to. Let's quickly see how many of you will get one member this year in Rotary. Can I see your hands go up? I love to see the sight. Wow, wow, wow. That's going to be excellent. Susie, you can make a note. Look how many hands going up. Somebody, Sergio is waving. I don't know how many members he's going to get. 5, he says. Wonderful. I see so many people. Eduardo, Jose. Oh, wonderful. Gerardo, Laura, Rafaela, Coco, Hector. Wow, this is outstanding. Lovely. Love you guys. I can assure you, if each of us just do what I'm requesting you to do, we will show to the world of Rotary that this year the Rotarians have been true change makers. For what we would change in 1 year, we haven't changed in the last 20 years. All I request you to keep doing this and also go and speak to fellow Rotarians. Take it to your clubs, ask each one, have you brought a member or not? Get one member at least. So friends, that's an excellent situation. When we grow more, we will be able to do more. We join Rotary for different reasons, but we stay in Rotary for serving others. When I joined Rotary, I was only 25 years old. Service was the last thing on my mind. I was interested in making friends. And over the years, I've made hundreds and hundreds of friends across the world. But the biggest satisfaction I still get out of Rotary is the opportunity to be able to serve, to change lives. So when I joined my Rotary Club, as I said, life for me was very comfortable. Service was not something on my mind. I never thought what the pains of other people were. Till one day, my Rotary Club took me to a village 50 kilometers away from my home. And that was a life-changing experience. What you and I take for granted was luxury, was dreams for those people. When I go to take a shower, I want to check whether there is hot water on the tap or not. Here were villagers who did not have toilets at their homes. I try to find out which is the best water filter that I may want to use at home. These villagers had no water filters and they drank water from the same pond where they bathed because they did not have toilets at home. I always thought, which school do I want to send my child to? How big is the school? How good is the campus? There in this village, the campus was below the shade of a tree. And I realized there are two different worlds. One, my world, and the other, their world. Huge difference between these two worlds. And in between was my Rotary Club, which gave me so much opportunity to be able to change the lives of those people who had far less than what I had. Friends, it is an amazing, amazing opportunity when you can change somebody else's life. Whether by bringing water to them, by creating toilets for them, by planting trees for them, fruit-bearing trees, which start giving fruits over a period of time, by providing health care for them, by providing them skilling opportunity so that they can have economic and community development for themselves. And all of this leads to peace in their hearts and minds. So let's not let this huge opportunity go. To me, the fact that I'm able to change somebody's life, there can be nothing better than that. We all live for ourselves, but there is a great joy in living for others. Rotary is providing us that opportunity where we can help somebody else's life, change somebody else's life. So much so for me over the years, serving others, trying to change their lives, that my own life has changed. The guiding mantra of my own life has become, service is the rent I pay for the space I occupy on earth. And I want to be a good tenant of this earth. So I want to serve more, change more lives. I'm sure you too want to do that, and you have been doing that in Rotary. Some of you have opportunities, just as I have in my own backyard. What I told was 35 years back. But even in the last 5 years, my own club, I've been involved in getting more than 7,000 toilets built. So there are needs. You need to go see what the needs in your community are. And if there is no such need in your community, then let your community become the entire world. There are so many places in this world even today where the things that were not possible 35 years back in my own backyard, there are places even today where those things are not there. So about taking up programs and projects, not just in your area, but in areas which are far beyond your comfort zone in your homes. This is what we have done always. I remember hundreds of Rotarians from across the world, from Australia, from US, from Europe, coming down to India just to give those 2 polio drops to children. A life-changing experience for them, they said. Imagine they travel half the world just to change somebody else's life. So I would urge each and every one of you to do this. This is God's work on earth, let me tell you. So Abu bin Adam was one day sleeping. And as he was sleeping, he saw his dreams. There was an angel and the angel was writing something. Abu asked the angel, "Angel, what do you write?" The angel said, "I'm writing the names of people who love God." Abu asked, "Is my name there?" The angel said, "Sorry, Abu, but your name is not there." Abu said, "But why? I've done God's work on earth. I've made the lame to walk, the blind to see. I've healed the sick. I've done everything good for others." The angel said, "Sorry, but your name is not there." And the angel vanished. Next day again, Abu was sleeping. And again, Abu saw the same angel writing something. And he again asked the angel, "Angel, what do you write today?" The angel said, "Abu, today I'm writing the names of people who God loves because they are doing God's work on earth. And I'm happy to tell Abu that your name is right at the top." Friends, what was Abu doing? Making the blind to see, the lame to walk, healing the sick. Is that not what Sergio, Carmen, Julio, Alan, each of you is doing? Is not Sonia Uribe doing the same thing? Elizabeth, are you not changing lives of other people? Rita, aren't you doing that? Carlos, are you not doing that? Jose, Flavia, Cesar, Rudy, Sergio, Maria, each of you, are you not doing what Abu was doing? God loved Abu because he was doing God's work on earth. Each of you has this opportunity of doing God's work on earth, and I'm sure so many of you are doing. And let's keep doing that. There's no greater joy than living for others. There's no life better spent. Your own life cannot be spent better than serving other people in your life. And when you're doing that, let me tell you, in fact, you're bringing peace into this world. To me, some of the best people to bring peace in this world are people like Rotarians. Because peace is not just the absence of war. Imagine this entire world, nobody fought with each other. There was no war. Even then, will this be a world at peace? Where half the humanity does not have a roof over their head, how can that be a world at peace? When half the humanity goes hungry to bed, how can that be a world that's at peace? Where millions and millions are still afflicted by disease and they do not have proper cure for that, how can that be a world at peace? To me, peace is the positive peace that we bring into the lives of each and every individual whose lives we touch, we serve, and we change. So each of you, me, we are all peace builders in this world. To that lady who has not had food for 2 days, you go and ask her what peace is. To her, that piece of bread is peace in life. She's not worried about who's at war with whom. When Aslam Khan comes to this artificial limb center, because Aslam Khan 2 years back lost both his legs in a train accident. He suddenly fell in life. He was the only bread earner. And today he was unable to because he lost both his legs. He was not able to move. And then suddenly he comes to know of a Rotary run artificial limbs center. He goes there, Rotary puts artificial limbs to that person, to Aslam Khan, and Aslam Khan today takes 2 steps very hesitatingly because he had forgotten how to walk. This Rotary Limb Care Center made him not just walk, but live his life again. I mean, when I go to that center and see these people whose limbs are getting fitted and they start walking, they have tears of joy and sorrow. You don't know whether they are laughing or they are crying. They are happy because they are again walking, but they are unhappy because of what their state had been. And Rotary Club comes, puts those 2 artificial limbs and changes their lives forever. Go and ask him what peace is. And Aslam will tell you, peace is that one act of service that the Rotarians did of putting those 2 artificial limbs in his body. Friends, when we get water into parched villages of Africa, where there was no water, or in desert areas of India, where women still have to walk for a few kilometers just to get some water. When you go and sink bore wells in these areas and water gushes out, go and see the expression of on the faces of the people there. That is true peace. And you and I, we are working towards this peace. Each day, one person at a time, one community at a time, one country at a time. Polio eradication, one of the best examples of bringing peace in this world. Over the last 35 years, we have ensured that 19 million, not 1.9, sorry, 19 million children today are living and walking because they were not afflicted by polio. 35 years back, 350,000 children each year were getting afflicted by polio. This year, only 2. 19 million lives saved is like averting a world war. That has been the power of one program of Rotarians. And we could not have been closer to eradicating polio than we are today. This year, till date, there have been 2 cases, one in Afghanistan, one in Pakistan. Who knows, they may be just the last cases in this world of polio. When the last case in India happened, it happened 20 kilometers away from my home. We did not know this was the last case. But for 3 months, no other case. We were hoping no more. 6 months, and there was no more case in India. We loved that. We waited with bated breath, keeping our fingers crossed. 1 year passed, and we were sure we were on the right track. And soon 3 years passed, and India was declared as polio-free. Last year, Africa region was declared polio-free. Let us hope that very soon the world will be declared as polio-free. And friends, there will be no better example for humanity than bringing peace into the lives of nearly 20 million people in this world. And who's done it? each and every one of us. Some has contributed money, some have gone and given those drops, some have done awareness, some have done advocacy, but each of us has worked for 35 years. And it's a big deal, 1.2 million people working for one single program. It's unbelievable. It gives me goosebumps even today when I think that I'm a volunteer in this organization. Friends, Rotary is giving this great opportunity of friendship, of leadership, opportunity of serving others, opportunity of changing the lives of other people, opportunity of being able to give back to the community from where we get so much. And let me talk a little about giving. Friends, we are happy in lives that we are in a position to give and we don't need to ask. Friends, to me, the Rotary Foundation happens to be one of the best places to be able to give, to make donations, to contribute, to give my gifts. I encourage each and every one of you. Let's come forward. Let's contribute to the foundation. What an amazing foundation it is. Every brick built for that foundation has been put by you, me, and each and every one. It is not one man's foundation. It is a foundation for humanity by so many Rotarians and others. So let's make a contribution, because there is no better way of doing good in this world than making a contribution to the Rotary Foundation itself. Let the amounts be small or big, that's not important. What's important is, are we ready to be in a position of giving? So one of the most learned philosophers in India, Vivekananda, had said, in life, always take the position of a donor, of the giver, and be so humble in giving that the giver, the donor, kneels down and says, may I give? I'm sure each of us can find opportunity of being able to give ourselves, our time, energy, our resources, and at times our contribution. Friends, there is so much that we can do in this world. Let me end by just saying, each time that I nowadays give a speeches, I end with this, is that the biggest gift we are given is the power to touch a life. The biggest gift we are given is the power to touch a life, to change, to make a difference in the circle of life. If we can reach out with our hand, heart, and soul, the magic will begin to happen as the wheel begins to roll. Let's turn the wheel together so all humanity thrives. We have the power and the magic to serve, to change lives. Thank you.
Excellent as always, Mr. President. Muchísimas gracias. Ahora tenemos 5 preguntas, una de cada una de las coordinaciones, y le paso la palabra a Sergio Romero, por favor.
Muchas gracias, Carmen. Presidente Shekhar, un gusto recibirlo esta tarde en la zona 25A, por la mañana ya en la India. La primera pregunta de la coordinación de Rotary. Señor, registro de ingreso de nuevos socios a Rotary este año, después de ver la afección económica del mundo. Ok, la repito, Priscila, por favor. Señor presidente, ¿cómo visualiza el futuro de ingreso de nuevos socios a Rotary este año rotario, después de ver la posible afectación económica a nivel mundial?
Sergio, I think these are some of the best times to get new members, because Rotary is about helping someone else, helping each other. And in our mankind's history, there have been very few occasions where we needed more help from each other. Because of the pandemic, people have understood that we need to help each other. People want to help each other. They may not be able to go out and help, but they wish to help each other. We need to tell them that there is great opportunity of helping others by joining Rotary. So I look at opportunity in this difficulty. I look at membership growing rather than decreasing.
Siguiente, Sergio, por favor.
Muchas gracias, presidente. La coordinación de la Fundación Rotaria le pregunta, en vista de los cambios ocurridos recientemente en la forma de administrar nuestra Fundación Rotaria, ¿cómo visualiza usted la perspectiva de nuestra fundación hacia el futuro a mediano plazo?
So, you know, when we give donations, can we stop this screen sharing? I don't think we need that. Yeah, thank you. Gracias. So, coming back to the question, I feel that the decision was not a decision that everybody would like to have, because now the contribution matching is lesser than what it was earlier. Cash contributions are not being matched. Our own DDF is going to be matched by only 80%, not 100%. But you know, this has been because we have been the victims of our own success. We have been so successful in doing global grants that the number of global grants has nearly doubled, if not more. But the pace for annual program was not the same. So either our giving will have to be more focused towards the annual program, but in that case, we may have problems with the permanent fund. So the answer will lie that if we want this contribution again to become the same as earlier, we all will need to make more contribution to the annual program fund. And the best part is, you know, in Rotary, at least when you give something, give a donation, you're getting back something. But what's the meaning of donation? Donation means I've given and I do not want anything back. And yet here, we are going to get 50% of the money back. And that again is going to be matched by 80%. I think it's an outstanding opportunity. A little less than what it was, but still it's an outstanding opportunity. So I think foundation contributions are going to grow and not get reduced at all.
Muchas gracias, presidente. La Coordinación de Imagen Pública le pregunta, con la campaña Gente de Acción nos mostramos como personas sensibles al servicio de los demás. ¿Es suficiente mostrarnos en acción o cree que falta algo más?
You know, in different parts of the world, you can show different things. In India, people will be very happy to see the service aspect. Maybe in Germany, they'll be very happy to see the opportunity of being a part of a great organization, an ethical organization. In Japan, people may be inspired by reading stories about Rotary's vocational service. So in different parts of the world, we need to tell different stories. But I think each of us needs to be a brand ambassador of Rotary. We need to tell that story. We are very good at telling stories, but unfortunately, we tell the stories to ourselves. We need to tell it to the outside world. So let's start doing that. Each time we do a project, so let's say you're participating in a project, take a picture, share it with others. Not because we want to brag what we are doing, but it's important that good deeds are told to other people. So let's do that.
Muchas gracias, presidente. La coordinación en Polionao le pregunta, con los cambios en el Fondo Mundial y la reducción al 50% del match de las transferencias de FDD de los distritos a Polio Plus, ¿cuál será la meta de contribuciones en el año a nivel mundial y cuál es la estrategia para lograrlo?
So we need to reach again the $50 billion mark. If we reach $50 million, it's going to be matched by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation by another $100 million. So that will become $150 million. And there is a lot of more money which the various governments across the world are giving. The US government, the Canadian government, so many other countries in Europe, in Pacific areas, in Asia, they are all making contributions so that we can get rid of this dreaded disease now, finally, because we are this close we are now.
Muchas gracias, presidente. La última pregunta de la coordinación de Rotary. ¿Qué campaña tiene Rotary para fortalecer la conservación de socios en este año rotario?
Very important. Each one bring one and keep all. We cannot allow anyone to leave Rotary. So we have to make Rotary interesting for that person. How do you make it interesting? By engaging that person. When I joined Rotary, in the first month, I was given a responsibility. I was asked to raise some funds. I had no idea how to do that. The entire club helped, and I got all the credit. 2 months later, they made me the club editor, bulletin editor. And suddenly I got more involved. Involvement, engagement is the most important thing to keep a Rotarian in Rotary. So let's start doing that. Every new member and we are going to get lots of, all of you raised hands for getting members. Getting the member is individual responsibility, but keeping the member is the joint responsibility of the entire club. So if Sergio, you brought a member in my club, bringing him is your responsibility. Keeping that person in the club is all members and the club's responsibility. So let's get them engaged. Let's give them some responsibility. If there is a global rant that is happening, can we have that person on the committee? If there is a local project you are doing, can we have him there? Can we have her in a place where, in a committee which is trying to raise funds for doing some programs, or maybe just a part of a fellowship program? So engagement will be extremely important for keeping Rotarians, and I'm sure each of us can take care of doing that. The role of the role of the assistant governors is also very important, because they work so closely with the clubs that they can help with their extra experience of being an assistant governor. They will be able to help the clubs in keeping those members.
Muchas gracias, presidente, por responder a nuestras preguntas y por estar esta tarde en la zona 25A. Muchas gracias y dejo el micrófono a nuestra anfitriona Carmen.
Muchísimas gracias. Nuevamente, gracias, señor
My pleasure.
presidente.
I'm so happy to be with all of you today.
Y para despedirse, nuestra coordinadora de imagen pública, Sonia. Bueno, mientras entra, esta es una de las frases preferidas de nuestra... Ahí está. Ya la Sonia.
Presidente, nuevamente muchas gracias por estar acá. Como pudo ver, las 5 coordinaciones de la zona 25A estamos trabajando en equipo, porque estamos convencidos que el éxito de Rotary es cuando trabajamos en equipo y así dividimos las responsabilidades y multiplicamos los resultados. Y hoy aquí, enfrente de la zona, le digo que usted me invitó a ser parte del comité de Houston. Y esta zona 25A estará presente en Houston porque sabemos que va a ser la convención de reencuentro y todos disfrutaremos ese abrazo allá en Houston en su convención mundial. Allá lo estaremos acompañando. Igualmente, le aseguro que habrá muy buena presencia en nuestra zona en Houston. Igualmente, compañeros, a todos, tuvimos llena la sala, 500 personas durante todo el tiempo. Mucha gente nos escribía, lo transmitimos por Facebook Live y mañana estará colgado en la página de las 5 coordinaciones. Recuerden que lo pueden ver, replicar y compartir en sus clubes. Recuerden que todos los primeros lunes de cada mes tenemos los webinars de las coordinaciones. El próximo webinar, el 2 de agosto, los invitamos. Esperen que como hoy tuvimos una gran sorpresa, seguiremos teniendo sorpresas cada vez. A todos ustedes, gracias por la compañía, a nuestros compañeros, las 5 coordinaciones, gracias por trabajar en equipo. Presidente Shekhar, ha sido un placer tenerlo con nosotros. Le deseamos muchos éxitos y espero que juntos sigamos sirviendo para cambiar vidas.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here with us, Mr. President. Hope to see you and wishing you all the best during this Rotary year. We are your change makers and we will serve to change lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much. No greater joy than listening that what you said just now, Carmen. I'm so happy to have been with all of you. It's lovely. I know Rotary is going to be emerging out of this pandemic victorious. We will grow more and we'll be able to do more. Thank you.
Thank you. Bueno, ya podemos decirle, pueden abrir sus micrófonos si quieren, solo para despedirse del señor presidente. Creo que los tenemos mute a todos, ¿verdad? I think they are all muted.
Good morning, enjoy your day. Thank you, President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Muchas gracias a todos. Buenas noches.
Gracias, presidente. Gracias.